Hi, my name is Tiffany.
And I'm Wendy.
And welcome to our special news report on a recap of the 90s.
And now here's Olivia with the film.
Thanks, Wendy. And now for movies from the 90s. Some movies from the 90s that came out, Forrest Gump came out in 1994, and that was featuring Tom Hanks, and that movie was all that bag of chips. Titanic came out in 1997, and that was featuring Leonardo DiCaprio, and that movie was slammin'. Shawshank Redemption came out in 1994, featuring Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman. And Silence of the Lambs came out in 1991. Some TV shows that came out in the 90s were Family Matters, which came out in 1989 and ended in 1998. Full House, which started in 1987 and ended in 1995. Friends came out in 1994. The Rugrats came out in 1991. Hey Arnold came out in 1996. And Seinfeld came out in 1989 and ended in 1998. And Beavis and Butthead came out in 1993. And now for the radios stations in the 1990s. One big one was Kiss FM Dublin. Another one was Radio Dardar Feel Good Oldies. Thick Radio, 80s and 90s. And that's it. I'm gone. Now back to my home slice, Tiffany.
You're so funny, Olivia. Alright, now I'm going to bring to you the top hits of the music of the 90s. So we started off the 90s with a hit from Madonna, I'm Breathless, which left us, America, breathless. Then we were shocked by Nirvana's single, Nevermind, in 1991. Then the world was in awe when Sir Mix-a-Lot came out with his hit, Baby Got Back.
Shake it! Shake that healthy butt! Baby got back!
That song made a lot of dead presidents. And who could forget Montel Jordan's This Is How We Do It?
I'm kinda buzzed and it's all because
That song was dope. Then a new pop sensation, Britney Spears, emerged with her hit, Baby One More Time, in 1999. And one of my personal favorites, the Backstreet Boys. Who doesn't love a good boy band? I know I do. They released one of their hit singles in 1999, Millennium. These are just some of the top hits of the 90s, and now here's Wendy with some of the popular dance moves of the 90s.
Tiffany? Okay, now let's get jiggy with some popular dance moves of the 90s. Who could forget the Macarena? And popular amongst the teens was the Tootsie Roll. And who could ever forget the Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Now that was something to see. Now on to literature. J.K. Rowling released Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the first book of the series. Harry Potter was read amongst all ages, but especially popular with the teenage crowd.
Oh no, my Tamagotchi died.
Here, honey, I bought you the new Game Boy.
Oh, cool.
I'm Wendy, and I'm here interviewing a local. She's going to talk to us a little bit about her opinion of fashion in the 90s. Okay, so how do you feel about the men's new grungy look?
It's all that and a bag of chips. It's super hot.
Okay, some would disagree, like the older generation I'm pretty sure doesn't like that.
Yeah, old people are lame. They don't like anything.
What's your opinion on denim? Can you ever have too much denim?
Yes, you could always have too much denim. Denim was like so last year.
Okay, what about shoes?
Some people wore like combat boots and Converse or Mary Jane shoes. And they wore like Doc Martens or whatever.
Okay. So how do you feel women's fashion changed in the 90s?
Well, we started wearing neon stuff a lot, and baseball jackets, and baby doll dresses, and leggings. We always wore leggings, and piercings. Body piercings were cool. And
Who do you feel were like actors or actresses, singers who inspired these
Madonna
fashions?
was amazing, and Salt and Peppa, that was awesome. And Gwen Stefani was like Madonna. She's amazing, and everybody loves her.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Hi, and welcome to our sports segment. First, let's cover some baseball news. I don't know if you all remember, but Ricky Henderson broke the career stolen base record, and he still holds it till today. Then, in the NFL, Nebraska and Miami were the best football college programs in the 90s. And in 1993, the NFLPA and the NFL agreed to unrestricted free agency in return for a salary cap. It has a huge impact on football. And now on to basketball. The NBA top star of the 90s had to have been Michael Jordan. He carried the Bulls to 6 NBA championships. That's saying something. And then, in other news, which was probably the more sad part of the sports industry, Magic Johnson shocked the sports world by retiring on November 7th, 1991, and announcing that he has HIV. But, what are you going to do? So, that's the highlight of the sports this decade, so...
Now for the major events of the 90s. In 1989, President Bush Sr. was elected and ran till 1993. During his presidency, he passed the ADA law, which prohibits discrimination against disabled and mental people. Also, the EPA law, the Clean Air Act. Clinton was elected in 1993 to 1996, but was impeached in 1998 during his second term. Talking about men.
No, this is awkward.
Viagra was on the market. In the early 90s, another global environment issue was developed when some scientists found a global warming and increase in average world temperature over time. Doesn't make any sense at all. Now for Wendy.
Some other major events that happened throughout the 90s was the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 and the official ending of the Cold War in 1992. It brought peace amongst America and throughout the world. And in 1993, the use of internet grew exponentially throughout the world and developing areas. The World Trade Center was bombed. And in 1994, O.J. Simpson was arrested for double murder. And this year, 1999, people are still scared for the Y2K bug, although I'm not sure I believe in the world's gonna end and the computers are not gonna work anymore, so you know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too afraid. I don't know about you guys.
I think computers are smarter than that.
Yeah, speaking of computers, compact computers soon transformed the workplace, linking employees within an office or among office branches. They became essential tools in virtually every kind of business. By the late 1990s, so by now, the many workers used home computers and electronic mail to telecommute or do their jobs via computer without having to go to the office. So I would think that
Most people are working at home.
yeah, within this past decade, computers have technologically advanced way beyond many people could have imagined.
I wonder what technology has in store for us in the future.
Right? We'll find out.
And if there will be any Harry Potter movies.
Oh, that's something I'm looking forward to.
That will be good. Okay, so we'll
Thank you for watching.
and we hope you enjoyed the recap of the 1990s.